Okay. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. It seems as if it never fails. Minnesota, those of you who live in other parts of the world, especially in the South, you know what they say about Minnesota. Watch out for that weather. It could be some pain-taking stuff. I remember before I came to Minnesota, I used to think about it, and I had no desire whatsoever to be here. But now I find myself, after 30-some years, still here. And I recognize that that weather is something awful compared to some of the weathers in other places that I've lived. And that snow, I mean, it can be depressing. If you got what it takes when the snow arrives, like four-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, you got a snowmobile, you got snow plows, and all of those things that's used to deal with the snow, it can be okay. But a lot of people don't have it. I remember a few years ago, I ran for mayor of the city. And one of the things I promised the people in the city is if they made me mayor, I would assure them that when winter comes and they get the snow in their driveways, and they don't have the wherewithal to go and remove that snow so they can go in and out, I would make sure that that snow would be removed. Now, I got a few votes, but not enough votes to count for anything. And so every time it snows, I have to go out there and do my own shoveling, and I'm reminded of this. And this winter has been something, well, winter was not that bad when we refer to the snow. It is the spring that is truly bad. I mean, the snow is constant. And when the city plows hits the streets and they plow the snow, if you got a driveway, all that snow that they plow out of the street filled up in your driveway. And now you got to go and not only get the snow out of your driveway, you got to get it out that entranceway that they put there. And that can be kind of heavy. Well, we know what health problems can present when you start talking about dealing snow. Here I am, almost 70 years old, and I got to go out there and shovel that snow. People say you die from shoveling snow sometimes if you got maybe heart conditions or some kind of problems like that. But I have to just say thank the Lord for the beautiful day and the power that He's given me and our ability to go out here and take care of this. And one magnificent thing that happens when this occurs is that I go outside and I get a message that I can deliver to you, the people. And today is no different. Now, the message that I got today is nothing new to me, and it shouldn't be anything new to you who've listened to my messages, because I've inserted it in probably every last one of them, because it has to do with liberation. It has to do with peace and prosperity and joy and how to get it and how to keep it. And so today was no different, except it came to me in a more enlightened way. And that is why I'd like to share it with you again. You see, we have heard people say that, especially preachers, get people to think that you have to depend on God. God is going to take care of this for you. Some people say if you want to look for something for God, it's really dependent upon how much money you are willing to give. Are you paying your tithes? Are you paying your offering? Are you planting seeds? All of these kinds of things are happening. And for some strange reason, because of the message that I've been given, messages like that make me sick, because it doesn't do anything to glorify God. When you hear preachers who tell you these kinds of stories, and they're raking in the millions, and they live in mansions, and they got planes, access to it, they got all of these tools that's available for them to get the message out to people that would only draw them in money. And then the people start talking about, look at my pastor, look at my church. We really got it going on. I'm reminded of how broad is the way and how wide is the gate that leads to destruction, and how many there be that go in thereat, and how straight is the way and how narrow is the gate, and few there be that find it. And I'm also not just limited to that. I'm reminded to the fact that somewhere I heard that thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, body, soul, and mind. That this is the first and greatest commandment. And the second is like unto it, that you should love your neighbor as you love yourself. On these two hangs all the law and the prophecies. That tells me that the love of God and you being the tool whereby the love of God is expressed unto one, from one to the other. that all of that which God is about is given to you, and you express that love of God to one another. It is so symbolic to me when I remember the scripture that says, seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. All things will be added unto you. You're on the right track. You have no other God but an unseen God that delivers the spirit of love to you, and you are the instrument whereby love is generated all over the earth. And all over the earth because people are spread. They're scattered all over the earth. And the reason that they're scattered all over the earth is not because of punishment. It is because resources for the human race and all living things are scattered all over the earth. And they need people to be in these particular locations so that they can access these gifts and resources that are there and not everywhere else. So that the gift can come from one part of the globe to the other part of the globe, and from other parts of the globe back to this part of the globe, through the process of one unto the other. And this is fantastic to me. And when I understand that maybe somebody came to the earth and they wanted to just re-emphasize how wonderful this thing is, it says if you got to pray, if you got to do something, pray that thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. And so, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know the true secret of life, that is it. That is the true secret of life, that God gives everything, even you, and make it possible for you to take from all things that have been given, and that you grab those things and use those things for whatever. And here are the requirements: your need, your desire, your want, or your desire. That's all it is required, because God has made sure that everything else has been fit. And now comes the problem. The problem comes for people or those who have said, I don't believe in God. I don't want God. I want to be the boss. And so he comes up with a tool that they use to take the blind eyes off seeking God, and they call that money. Money has no value whatsoever. There's no difference between a $100 bill and a piece of rock. In fact, the rock has more value, and I'm talking about a gravel, has more value than the piece of paper that you call money. Diamonds and silver, what you call precious stones, these things are precious not because they really have any true value, at least that we know of as commoners, except that which we have given to it. And in order for us to be servants and recipients and God-like children that can be able to express that God-like love to one another, is we have to focus on God, ourselves, and that to one another, and not money. And anything that comes to distract that is an enemy of God. And I want to tell you, we say oftentimes that God is made, man is made in the image of God, and we find out that that is done so that we can try to say what God is and what God does. We say this, and having said that, we say God is white. That gives white people the power to be superior to others. We say things such as that, and then we don't just stop there. We start talking about who God will bless and who God won't bless. God is love, my friends, and love is there for everybody. The only thing to deny love is rejection. Rejection of love. Otherwise, love is going to come and love is going to flow. Now, when we talk about that, many times we use that to say that some people should be hated and some people should not be cared for. Well, I want you to know that God made man, and every man is special. God made angels, and every angel is special. Every sinner is precious to God, and that's why we have the responsibility of loving that sinner, so that sinner might come into the recognition of the love of God. And human beings, we have the responsibility of showing our exact, extreme, unlimited love for God, so that the devil can recognize that he has no hold over any of us, and that the only love that he or she, whatever the devil is, could ever receive will come from God through those who love God. And so rather than try to be God, they'll just accept God. Even the devil will accept God. Now, when we hear these programs on TV like Lucifer, all of those things are come to break down your understanding of the truth, to make you think, well, the devil is not so bad. Look at Lucifer, how wonderful he is, how good he is. But the truth of the matter is, only good things come from God. Anything that's ugly comes from those who do not know God. Now, I hope I've taken advantage of this moment to share with you the basic principles of life. God, you, and all things to you. And I want to say one other thing before I go. Abortion. Abortion. What do you think abortion is? Well, we say it's just a way to control population. Some of us say that. Some of us say it's a way for us to continue to exist without added responsibility. Some of us say that. But the truth of the matter is that it is a life. And just like you have a gift, any and every child that was going to come into this world that was aborted has a gift. And we don't know what that gift is. It could have been a gift that would cure cancer easily. We say we already got cures, but the system will not allow it to exist. It might be the entrance of a cure for MS, for any disease that exists that we haven't conquered. It could have been rested in some of these individuals that have been aborted. And yet and still, these abortions do occur. And the reason they occur are because of all of the reasons that have been given. So if we want to fight abortion, let us make sure that people, my friend, have those needs met that eradicate the reasons why we have abortions. Let us make sure that those reasons for abortion are eradicated, and then it will stop. In the meantime, it's nothing but a foolish game we're playing. I love you by the Spirit of God. I hope it's been good. It has been good to me. So thank you once again, Eddie Marcus, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights. Basic human rights, life. Bye-bye.